barbaric act. At present, there are 127 dead and many injured. It was an act of war committed by a terrorist army, the Islamic State, jihadists, against France, against values we defend everywhere, against a free country which resonates with the whole world.
A 7-magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Kyushu in southwestern Japan on Saturday, triggering a minor tsunami in the southern part of Kagoshima, reports said. The strong earthquake jolted about 160 kilometers southwest of Makurazaki, Kagoshima at 5:51 a.m. local time at a depth of about 10 kilometers, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency (JMA). A 30-centimeter tsunami was observed on the Nakanoshima Island about an hour after the quake. A tsunami warning issued after the quake was lifted. The JMA said that aftershocks with the seismic intensity of 3 on the JMA scale might happen in the following week.
Magnitude earthquake hitting northeastern Afghanistan, felt hundreds of miles away in Pakistan and India. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you what's going on right now and give you some historical context. That's the portion of the country. But remember, this is triangulating Pakistan, India, Afghanistan. When it's felt in multiple countries, it's usually a reflection of what they call the echo effect, meaning it is stronger, it's intense, it can be deadly. More context. Allison, October 2005, what happened?
Right, almost exactly 10 years ago, there was a 7.6 earthquake 10 years ago, and that's when 75,000 people were killed in Pakistan. Today's is 7.7, so bigger than what we had 10 years ago.
Right, in terms of magnitude, of course, the big factor is going to be where this happened. That happened in the Kashmir. It was about earthquake plus all of the landslides and all that wound up being very deadly. Again, 750,000 people taken out there. We have a producer right now, Sophia Saifi, on the phone. She had to run for cover. The building she was in was beginning to shake. Tell us, what do you know right now, and is it safe?
It's still safe at the moment. Primarily, still tremors and sporadic signals. But the earth is still shaking, the ground is still shaking. I'm outside my building. People are all milling outside. It's very surreal almost. But children who just half an hour ago were screaming and crying within their building, and now they're...
Here in South Africa's north, the Molotedi Dam is 95% empty. The grass is dry, sparse, and not rich enough to feed animals. Ranchers find carcasses daily. McDonald has no choice but to boil them for his dogs.
Because of the drought, this cow ran out of energy, and when it wanted to drink water from the dam, it got stuck in the mud.
South Africa is experiencing its worst drought in 3 decades. In this remote area, a good rainy season hasn't come for years. Many ranchers are selling their livestock, fearing that they'll die. Malemi is holding out for as long as he can afford to buy food for his cattle.
We give them winter leaks until the rainy season. But in this case, it means we have to give winter leak for as long as it goes, because as you can see, the grass is gone. So it doesn't really matter, even if the cattle feed from this. This is useless.
A little further south, large farms are also suffering. Reiki is ploughing his fields, hoping he can plant soon. He has an irrigation system, but it's useless because the water level is so low.
If it was normal, I was supposed to be planting maize now under the irrigation, yes, under the pivot. But now, because of the rain, I can't do nothing. I must wait.
Last season was full of poor harvests, and now the drought threatens to continue the trend. Prices may rise, and the consequences could be dramatic for the whole of southern Africa.
We're looking at a scenario where we will have to import and not have sufficient stock available to export. So our neighboring countries normally getting maize from us will not be in a position to buy, and imports will have to come from elsewhere in the world.
Traditional healers are traveling through the devastated northwest province, praying with the farmers who are desperately wishing for rain. But according to meteorologists, it may only fall in March next year.
Hi again. Russia's beefing up its air defences in Syria now in response to the downing of that jet yesterday. One of Russia's biggest warships has been deployed off Syria's coast now and ordered to shoot down any threats from above. Moscow is also sending one of its newest anti-aircraft missile systems to cover its airbase in Syria too. The S-400 complex is designed to engage up to 80 targets at the same time. It's got a maximum range of 400 kilometres, meaning it can destroy any type of military aircraft across a wide area. The Russian missiles are incredibly fast and powerful too, and also extremely precise. Experts say they can hit a target the size of a football.
A sea of mud and debris. After the dam burst, thick reddish dirt gushed into the rural district of Bento Rodrigues, outside the old colonial town of Mariana in Minas Gerais. It removed rooftops, dragged trucks, and destroyed homes. This car was left perched on top of a building, testament to the force of the blow. The deluge settled into a dense surface of mud, engulfing part of the district. This was home to around 500 people. The dam was used to store mineral residue from the production of iron ore in the region, a huge pool of water, earth, and chemicals. Firefighters and helicopters have rescued several people that were stranded, but searches on the ground have not yet started. Access is restricted due to fears of new landslides. The dam belongs to Samarco, a mining enterprise. It says the cause of the rupture is not yet clear, and they are making every effort to help the victims and mitigate environmental impact. Julia Carneiro, BBC News, Rio de Janeiro.
This was the scene on a stretch of highway in Douglas County, Colorado.
Saving it? No, he saved it.
Morning commuters slipping and sliding as they tried to navigate icy road conditions. An hour west of here, up to 12 inches of snow fell in the mountains of Colorado, just in time for the opening of Copper Mountain Ski Resort.
We got 7 inches of snow overnight, but it is clearly still snowing. So we are looking at probably close to a foot at this point. But again, it is still coming down, which we are very excited about. We couldn't ask for a better opening day.
Similar sentiments echoed in parts of Northern California, as skiers and snowboarders also welcomed winter's early arrival. But the storm that roared into parts of Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, and Kansas on Wednesday also brought strong winds and large hail.
It's been rough. It's slow going. 55 mile an hour from Kansas City. That's about all I could get. You just want to go, 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 but you can't.
Tornado on the ground.
10 tornadoes were reported in Iowa, knocking down trees, ripping through industrial buildings, and flipping several big rigs on their side. The storm will bring howling winds and rain across much of the north-central U.S. through Thursday. By Friday, the weather system heads east into stable air.
It's all happening at a time when some European researchers say get ready for a decade of global cooling, not global warming.
A team of scientists believe in 15 years the Earth is likely to experience a mini ice age. They predict that from 2030 to 2040, the sun's solar activity will fall by 60%, leading to a period of colder weather, often with freezing conditions. George Thomas, CBN News.
To understand Mali today, we have to look at its history. It was a French colony from the late 19th century and gained independence in 1960. The official language is French. Over the last few years, Mali has had a problem with militancy. In October 2011, ethnic Tuaregs, mostly from the north of the country, launched a rebellion, largely fueled by arms from Libya. A few months later, the army staged a coup over the government's handling of the uprising, but the military still lost control of much of the north of the country to Tuaregs and Al-Qaeda-linked fighters. Over the following years, Islamist groups captured more and more cities, including Kidal and Timbuktu, from the Tuaregs, and imposed Sharia law, raising fears that they could reach the capital Bamako in the south. This forced Mali to request help from France. In July 2013, thousands of French and UN forces took over responsibility for securing the north, and France launched another operation to stem jihadist groups. Attacks continue in the northern desert area, mostly blamed on Tuareg and Islamist groups. France still has around 1,000 troops in Mali and thousands more in neighbouring West African countries.
According to reports, Turkey shot down a Russian military plane near its border with Syria on Tuesday. According to Russian news agency TASS, Russia's defense ministry said the Sukhoi Su-24 plane stayed exclusively within Syrian airspace. The two pilots reportedly ejected from the plane and their fate is unclear. According to the Associated Press, Turkey says it warned the Russian plane several times before they shot it down. Russian President Vladimir Putin's spokesman said the downing of the plane is a very serious incident, but it is too early to draw conclusions. It wasn't the first time Turkey shot down an aircraft that violated its airspace. In October this year, Turkey shot down an unidentified drone at the border with Syria. It had also complained about Russian warplanes violating its airspace earlier in the month.
Thousands of people in the Philippines are still facing days of severe rains after Typhoon Lando hit that country Sunday morning local time. The Weather Channel calls it a slow-motion disaster. At least 23 people are dead and 6 more missing. The heavy rain from the storm could lead to more dangerous flooding and mudslides. CBN International Disaster Relief is on the scene providing help to those who need it.
Our team would be ready to feed people in the evacuation centers, give food packs to families in their homes, ready for 3 days. Purified water will be given to them, and the medical team is just waiting so that on the 3rd day to the 4th day, we can go in and look at the people, how their health is doing, so that we can help prevent an epidemic to arise. We want, in these towns, we want to be more strategic, not just relief, but we would want to help them rebuild their lives by giving livelihood programs.
And Pat, CBN is also helping to teach people to prepare for future disasters.